Watch out!
Heard of you. Some kind of hot chopper Mojave, right? Well, let me set things straight. I'm the fucking alpha dog here. Not that I'm worried. I hear you didn't do shit to help out Randall. Left him to get zombified. Got anything to say, shitbird? Oh, too cool to talk to old Thorn, eh?
Whoa! The NCR took back Nelson. Maybe they can win this war after all.
What is it, partner? Yeah, Ingram and Saunders weren't holding the fuck back. The bounty came to us this time, but you earned it, and then some. Here's a bonus. Catch your breath and check with me when you want another job. What is it, partner? It's no secret that Marco likes to keep expert gunmen in his crew. There's one that stands. He is a gunfighter on par with Doc Friday, and I don't have to tell you how fast that is. Just like with Bill, you need to try and make this an honest case of self-defense. Lee, find some way to get him to draw first. Lee is very, very fast.
Ah, the great hunter of bounties. I'm going to go out on a limb. Come now, relax and have a drink. You don't lack for confidence now, do you? I only fear one man, and you ain't him. After you.
Hello?
Welcome to fucking Frost Hill. How about a shot of whiskey to get that fucking chill out of you? First one is on the house. Lori can also offer you snatch at a reasonable rate. If you'll suffer my fucking curiosity... That's fucking commendable. I was drawn in by the plan. No, I care little for the gelid gusts that shrink my scrotum, nor for the blinding blizzards that bar my morning ambulation. I was a fucking tremendous practitioner of law. A chem-addled prospector proclaimed that the Legion is planning some kind of attack near Bullhead, Firebase Zama or some such. Absurd fucking name. Well, some of the passing persiflage contains mention of a grand rising of the servile masses in Arizona, unified under the banner of some Spartacus. Reviving archaic names and titles from the empires of yore will always yield positive results, as evidenced by Caesar's artful aping of the ancients. In all candor, though, the poor saps will be crushed. The survivors, crucified. Don't be a motherfucking stranger.
Outside, bounty hunter. Draw.
How you do? What you got? Excellent work. Killed him in the same exact way he gunned down so many others. Come on back when you're ready for the next gig. We're coming down to the last of them. What is it, partner? This time you'll be going after Ketchum, who leads the Hole in the Ground gang, or as I like to call him, the Glory Hole gang. Folks say that Ketchum has been with Marco for a long time, probably since he was in the plains. See, the Glory Hole gang does the nasty stuff in places where others won't go. On top of running a gang, Ketchum is supposed to be a mad scientist type with explosives. He can open safes or rig up nasty traps all the same. Everybody knows that you're gunning for him now, so that means Ketchum will be ready. Probably, you best watch your step, because I don't feel like collecting your gut. The kind that wrap your testicles around your throat. Seriously, watch for trip. Rumor has it that Ketchum likes to hide bombs underneath corpses so that they're not readily visible. They've probably got it dark as fuck, so here's something that...
That tower on the... Hey there, need anything? Sure.
Pleasure doing business with you. Goodbye.
Hold your shit. Don't shoot. We surrender. Set up goddamn traps night. We knew you was coming. We heard about everything you done. All them people you killed. It was Ketchum's dumb idea to pack C4 on Annie and send her to blow you up. I ain't never seen no dumber plan than that shit. Ketchum could stick with Marco if he wants, but as for me and the boys, we're I speak for everybody when I say Hello, is this recording? Oh, okay, it is. Oh, yes, darling, I see the red light. Hello there, this is Bobby Bass. I got your message. I wanted to return the message to you. First of all, thank you for reaching out to me. I'm honored. It really, especially in light, I've had a lot of personal tragedies lately. My dog's been killed, my boss is dead, and you know what, it speaks a lot to your character that you reach out to me like that, and that is, it bless your heart, okay? Just really, I thank you so much. However, I'm going to have to say no, okay, and I'll give you my reasons. First of all, I think Marco, he's your employee. I don't want to disrespect him, but the man strikes me as being possessed by Satan, and I don't like that kind of characteristic. I already worked for one crazed maniac that had this thing for little boys and hatchets, and damn, that just about got me killed. I don't want to mess with that shit. Back at home, I should have listened to my old man Farley. Old man Farley, he told me, he said, boy, you need to walk your ass east. Better shit going on up there. You walk your ass out west. There's this desert and fucking death claws. And you know what? He was half fucking right. I should have fucking gone east. Should have listened to old Farley. But here I am, okay? Now, Mr. Ketchum, I know you got a good reputation. You're good with them bombs and wires and shit. I can't ever do that. I don't know how to do it. I try to cross the fucking wires. Shit would just blow up, melt me to fucking pieces. They have to mount me on the fucking wall. And speaking of which, I got expenses. I'm trying to get my dogs taxidermied. Fucking Bishop and Taint, they saved my ass from a crazy kid, and I can't fucking get them taxidermied. People look at me like I'm crazy, but this serious. I want to immortalize them, so I'm working on another job. I don't know if it's going to work out. Again, I should have listened. Should have listened to man. Mr. Ketchum. No, really, I'll pray for you. I hope you do okay. I think you got great things ahead, but seriously, take this bit of advice. If this is off the record, get the fuck away from Marco, man. Get the fuck out of them mountains. Come on back west, man. Come work with me. Work with me. I know you're not crazy. I'm not crazy. That's the reputation anyways. Come work with me. We'll do some good things here, okay? I'm thinking of starting actually an establishment, a gentleman's club. I'm going to call it the Buttered Biscuit, and you can be a part of this new bold venture in commerce, and that's what we're going to do. So come on down. I got the Buttered Biscuit getting off the ground off in the NCR. Luckily, I had to change my name, but I'm pretty sure you'll find me. So look for the Buttered Biscuit. So, again, thank you so much. You take care now. What you got? Damn, I figured Ketchum would run before he'd swallow a bullet. They're fucking scared. They're starting to fear you more than Marco. He's losing his hold on this place, seeing as to how his men are dropping like flies. This last one is going to be rough. Get rested and squared away. What you got? This is the last one, and he's the only thing between us and Marco. His name is Glanton. Story on him is that he used to kill tribals for the NCR, but over time he got carried away. Before teaming up with Marco, he supposedly exterminated an entire tribe south of Vegas, not far from your neck of the woods. Glanton and Marco certainly seem like an odd pair, but it worked out for both parties. Marco hates 80s. Glanton likes scalping them. Bingo. We have a good idea on where Marco's holed up, but I'm not going to move on him until Glanton is out of the picture. This ain't a ragtag band of shitbirds either. The good news is that Glanton still has one hell of a bounty on his head. It's 10,000 caps if you bring back his finger. The battle-hardened, well-armed type, that's what he has. Most of them are ex-military or old bounty hunters that prefer hunting scalps. It's nasty business. Old Judge Richter used to be in cahoots with Glanton. Thank you again for killing that fat bastard, by the way. Anyway, you best keep an eye out for ambushes and traps of all sorts, Glanton. The man is a butcher, plain and simple. I'd sooner exhume fat-ass Judge Richter and use his corpse as a meat shield. Brookshire and the others might not care about our methods, but I do. There are some lines you don't cross. Besides, you just can't trust a man like Glanton. I imagine him and Brookshire would get along just fine. You got anything else? We're almost there, partner.
I hear reports of Legion raiding parties all over the place. Can't all be.
One step. Just one more step. And I pull the trigger on this detonator. There are a half-dozen kids taken from the 80s in the adjacent room. I've wired the room, so don't try anything. Randall sent you, didn't he? He won't stop until he's buried Marco in the dirt. I'm walking out of these mountains, and nobody's stopping me. I'm not going to die up here on behalf of some miscreant like Marco. Let me pass and the kids are yours, safe and sound. Push me, and I'll pull the fucking temple down on both of us. Fate is fickle. I'm no longer welcome in the Mojave, so my options were running out until I received a letter from Marco. Though it seems absurd now, Marco was attempting to establish a higher form of order in Frost Hill. I suspect he just wanted a quiet place to retire, so marauding raiders couldn't be tolerated. Thus, I was hired to solve the 80s problem. My solution was complete. The 80s will no longer tread in the Deep Creek Mountains. Marco paid well enough, but I am uneasy working with the man. He exudes I have long been at odds with his various cronies scattered throughout the canyons, but I now suspect Marco will remove me at the first opportunity. He is planning something, and I doubt I am included in his vision. You have certainly said they were a troublesome, restless lot that had an uneasy relationship with the town. Do I look like some filthy savage to you? That might work on a cretin like Red Bear, but I won't humor your ego. You wouldn't stand a chance, but I am intrigued. So they do. Very well, courier. I'll be carrying your scalp with me when I leave this place.
Hey! Prim has a new sheriff. That should keep the powder gangers.
What you got? The old scalp hunter got scalped. I understand you took him down without any collateral damage. You earned yourself a nice fat wad of caps for this one. Only one thing left to do now, partner. I've still got a few preparations to make, so just let me know when you're ready, and we'll round up the posse. The readiness is all, my friend.
The NCR took back Nelson. Maybe they can win this war after all.
What is it, partner? Brookshire's got the intel. Go see him for the details. I'll get the rest of our posse formed up.
Breathe deeply, courier, and don't strain yourself. I need you alive.
Fucking every bitch. Are you gonna help me move this pile of shit or what? Why don't we just shoot the fucker?
Brooker said not to touch this one or Randall. It's part of the deal. Fuck up and we don't get paid.
Why the fuck are we hauling them to town? When are we getting paid?
Relax, Brooks said we'll get paid once business in town is settled. Here's the Brahmin. Let's load him up. Careful, one of them's coming around. Keep that hood on. Here, this should take care of him.
What is the meaning of this? You have no right to detain us.
Cowards! Every one of you is a fucking coward!
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. You honestly can't be surprised that it's me, can you? Virgil is my favorite alias, given the literary roots. Your expression right now, forgive the cliché, but it truly is priceless. If Brookshire had only known what this was worth to me. That's right. Brookshire wasn't inclined to consider the fate of the townspeople, much less you, when weighed against the supply of silver. I'm not sure what your political leanings are, but if you consider yourself a patriot of the NCR, that must really, really sting. In this moment of unforeseen, inconceivable reversal, you must be thinking, how did this happen? It boils down to one simple characteristic, resolve. When you killed Sergio, I resolved to make you suffer to your last breath. Maybe you're thinking of ways to break from your bonds, disarm me, kill the guards, save the day. Not this time. Whatever happens next, you're going to be utterly powerless to stop me. Doesn't that just burn you up? If you didn't have that gag, I can only imagine what you might be saying. Well, I'm a cautious fellow, so I want to be safe. I can't risk any interruptions during my theatrics. Nothing is worse than a disruptive audience.
Forward!
Right through the hands. That does look painful. You won't be opening any jars again, much less handling a weapon. Even with the pain, I wonder if you're consumed by rage, or dread. Neither benefits you, but dread suggests an honesty that I have to admire. Were you expecting a fair fight? A climactic showdown in the street? Sergio tried it that way, didn't he? My brother had heart, I'll give him that. I've never had a mind for fair fights, though I've won my share. I prefer domination, and most importantly, survival. That's all that matters. You want to speak, don't you? No doubt you have a pithy retort or some eloquent overture prepared that would convince me to throw down my arms. Not tonight. This time you'll be silent, like a dog following its owner. When this is over, you'll acknowledge me as your master. You're going to beg for death. You'll pray to God for it to end, but he won't listen. Only when you pray to me will you gain release. But that can wait. Right now I'm an official agent of the New California Republic, warden of their new outpost in Frostville. In my administration, law and order will be upheld without exception. Why not get off to a strong start here and now?
Please don't do this.
By the powers invested in me by the New California Republic, I hereby authorize these agents of the justice system to collect unlawful bounties. So it was done, all according to the law. Randall, Randall, Randall. You came so far only to taste the bitterness of defeat again. Deep down, you knew it would end this way. Ford, you were quite eager to betray Mr. Randall. Why don't you do the honors?
You son of a bitch!
Now, what are we going to do with you? I could put a round in your head, make it quick, clean. Then again, that's been tried. I don't fear failure so much as being unoriginal. No, I've got something better in mind. You ever hear of stories of drunks being buried alive? Since you're not in a position to speak, I'll take your indignant squinting as a yes, so I'll continue. When a man is buried alive in, say, a coffin, he might have 30 minutes or so to live. Trust me, I know. I've seen it firsthand. It's one heck of an interrogation technique, acting like you're burying them. I leave them down there for a bit, then pull them up. They always come up gasping. A few even lose their minds in that short span. I guess it's the darkness and the noise. Imagine, your breathing is strained, dust fills your mouth and eyes, and you hear the weight of earth shifting above you. It's inexorable death. That's why I saved you for last. I want you to feel that terror as you dwell on what transpired here tonight, how you were beaten. No matter how hard you are, the terror will take you eventually. In that moment, when you're wishing for it all to end, just remember, I was the one man who beat you, and that's what people will remember, what they'll say for years to come. It isn't just your body that I'm burying tonight. It's your legend.
Hey, boss, you sure you don't want me to shoot him first?
No, I want the courier to suffer to the last. You hear that, friend? Of course you can, even with that hood on. Is the coffin comfy? Just so you know, I'm putting you in an unmarked grave in the middle of nowhere. From a legal standpoint, you will have simply vanished. You're going to be just another anonymous stiff. You afraid now? Just let it wash over you. Don't fight it. You're so close to the end. I wonder how you might have molded the Mojave if you'd lived. I'm sure people will speculate to no end. They'll forget you, though. They always do. At this moment of acute reflection, I wonder if you appreciate the futility of your efforts. Your mentor is dead. Really dead. I'll face no legal or governmental consequences. Quite the contrary. I'll become a respected citizen, leaving this town while the worms gnaw on your rotting corpse. You remember that when the air thins out. If you could do it all over again, would you even come here? So much to ponder in the darkness. Rest easy. Close it up, boys. Got enough? enough? How in the... I should have known. I deliberately provided simple instructions, yet people can't manage if I'm not supervising. I do hate leadership at times. There's no way you can be healed up. Why even come here? You can't win this fight. You're broken and alone. You lost. You could have walked out of this canyon and I'd never have given you a second thought. Apparently, I'm just not good at vengeance. You killed my brother, so I maimed and humiliated you, then slaughtered a town and forced you to watch. That's more or less even, right? I know you're anxious to spew some venomous diatribe, but permit me a moment. Let's say that a miracle occurs and you killed me. You'll limp back to the Mojave with a broken body, your myth shattered. People will only remember your failings. They're just lousy that way. They won't talk about how you killed me. They'll mock you for getting captured and allowing the town to get butchered. You had a good thing in the Mojave. You should have stayed there. Quite a stage we have here, huh? Audience of dead men. Go ahead, tell me how I'm destined for the infernal reaches or all manner of mutilation. I'm sure it will be very bold and original. Ford was a parasite, the lowest form of man, unable to stand on his own, forge his own path. He could only leech off the energy of others. At least Randall had purpose and guts. Once the hunters were paid and gone, I was going to personally cut Ford's throat. So thanks. As for being alone, that's how it's always been. Anyone who's honest knows that's what life is. It's a slow, lonely stroll through hell. Only person I ever cared about was my brother, and you took it upon yourself to snuff him out for a greasy wad of caps. This is how it should be. I'm ready, courier. Scared? No, not in the least. I'm gravely disappointed. You had to get involved with every little thing, didn't you? Before you killed my brother, I had a good thing going here. I had real peace for the first time in my life, and you took it from me. I'll get it back with the NCR, but it's going to be a while before the fire goes out inside. That's why I hate you. You remind me of what I am. I'd kill you 1,000 times if I could, just to see that look. The moment when you realize that you're no better than me. Even if you survive, you'll carry the curse. You'll never have a normal life. People will always see the blood on your hands before anything else. So no, I'm not scared. I pity you. I only regret that I didn't personally see to your demise. To bind, prod, whip, skewer, and slice you until all that remained was twitching flesh. I regret the passing benevolence which tainted my judgment, made me doubt my own nature, my strength. It was an infection of weakness. I wish I could have scourged your friends in front of your eyes, then let you listen to their screams after I'd blinded you. Do you know what I feel when I think of the townspeople, Randall or his family? Nothing. They were no more than insects, mere parasites. This world is hate, and I am its greatest pupil. Bring your courage, your righteousness. Measure it against my resolve, and you will fail. So the toad says to the wolf, Death is a comfort to me, nothing to be dreaded. Even if I fall, I am happy, no, overjoyed, at your suffering. You'll never live this down, never. If I die, you'll still be remembered as a failure, tainted forever. I can die happy knowing that. Come on, words are just fun. Well, if you insist.
And so it was that the clash between the courier and Marco had come to its conclusion. Their actions had reshaped Frost Hill and irrevocably changed the fortunes of numerous inhabitants.
Shortly before the massacre at Frost Hill, an argument between Cocker and Cuddy resulted in Cuddy actually walking the fuck out the door. Cocker insisted on following Cuddy as he walked out of the Deep Creek Mountains, berating him the entire time. This continued for several weeks, until Cuddy walked to an NCR recruiting station and enlisted to spite Cocker. Undeterred, Cocker enlisted beside his friend and immediately volunteered for frontline duty. Insistent that Cocker was in fact a pussy, Cuddy volunteered for the same.
Unable to retain ownership of the family farmstead, Dana soon uprooted and moved to West Side in the hopes of finding gainful employment. With few prospects, she attempted to provide for her homeless family through prostitution, but struggled to find enough clients. She committed suicide soon thereafter. Her boys turned to begging, then succumbed to chem abuse and prostitution. They died before the year's end.
Forsaking his criminal past, Doolin quietly headed west and reunited with his relatives on the family farm. While there was always some distance between Doolin and his kin, he eventually found peace through steady, honest industry. He often wondered what became of the courier who had shown mercy when there was no reason to give it. Doolin died in his sleep several decades later.
Unshackled from his psychological bonds, Porter sought out other super mutants who aspired to live in peace. He made his way to Jacobstown, where he hoped to begin a new life herding livestock and assisting other super mutants who had lost their way.
Though sure of himself at the time, Lee's decision to fight the courier resulted in quick death. His cadaver was dumped on the outskirts of town, where it was torn asunder and consumed by local predators.
Godwin continued raising bighorners while secretly manufacturing mail bombs sent to NCR offices. His attacks claimed the lives of dozens of officials and innocent civilians in the years that followed. Godwin would never face justice.
Frost continued to move from town to town, always vigilant against the threat of assassination. Eventually, he headed towards the Great Plains, and he was never seen again.
Ford's dream of becoming a wasteland legend died with him in Frost Hill when he met the Courier's wrath. In the final seconds before he died, Ford had hoped he'd earn his own chapter in the next dime novel about the Courier.
Like the courier, Cooper survived the ordeal of near death and became closer to his new master as a result. He followed the courier to the Mojave, determined to remain a loyal companion no matter the end.
Just north of Mojave, Thorne said his goodbyes to the courier and headed towards the setting sun. Unwilling to return to his home, Thorne decided he would reconnect with the followers of the apocalypse and renew his career in medicine. By assisting the helpless and healing the infirm, Thorne was able to move past the events at Frost Hill. He prayed that the courier could do the same.
Fresh off his successful operation to annex the Deep Creek Mountains, Brookshire was warmly received by his superiors at the NCR Embassy. After he ferried the surviving orphans of Frost Hill to state homes, Brookshire quietly filed a report that classified the courier as MIA. For his efforts, he was awarded with a promotion and a special commendation. His agency's director would call him a model for us all. Brookshire then planned his next operation from within the embassy. Confident of his success, never considering that the courier might return.
In spite of his best efforts to evade the courier, Glanton finally met his end, deep inside Knife Point Cavern. Glanton's surviving supporters hailed him as a martyr, and soon hunted the courier in a quest for retribution.
In the end, Marco was undone by the very trait he so often touted, resolve. The courier persevered through pain and death in order to claim victory. Without his strong leadership, the NCR outpost at Frosthill floundered. Once the 80s resumed their raids, the town was abandoned. Even after his death, Marco's name incurred fear and dread whenever it was muttered. His body had perished, but the legend endured.
Despite Marco's best-laid plans, the courier battled back from the brink of death and prevailed in the legendary duel. Though Marco was dead, the courier had not emerged from the contest unscathed. He would bear physical and mental scars for the rest of his life. Quietly enduring his injuries, he steadily limped back to the Mojave wasteland, where uncertainty and war awaited him.